Welcome back to the deep dive. We have a very unusual and, frankly, a very distinct mission today. Usually when we pull together a stack of sources for you, we're looking at something like, the rise of cryptocurrency or the biography of a forgotten historical figure.
Right, serious stuff.
Or maybe a breakdown of a complex geopolitical conflict. We take things seriously.
We do. We pride ourselves on accuracy, context, and depth.
Exactly. But today, the source material is claiming to be all of those things: history, psychology, strict ethical philosophy, while also being, well, a paperback book you probably find in the humor section of a bookstore.
Yeah.
We are doing a deep dive into the Bro Code.
It is certainly a framework, and I think it's important to state right up front. We aren't just reviewing a piece of sitcom merchandise here.
No.
If you actually sit down and read this text, which is attributed to the legendary Barney Stinson with some help from Matt Kuhn, it presents itself as a sacred constitution.
It does.
It demands to be treated with the gravity of, I don't know, the Magna Carta or the Rosetta Stone.
That is the vibe, right? It doesn't read like a joke book. It reads like a legal statute.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that is why this is such a fascinating deep dive. We aren't just looking at a list of one-liners. We are looking at a codified set of laws that claims to govern male behavior, specifically the behavior of bros.
Yeah.
If you strip away the laugh track and treat the source material with the anthropological weight it demands of itself, you realize it's actually a study in social engineering.
Social engineering, that's a good way to put it.
It's an attempt to bring order to the absolute chaos of modern male friendship, and perhaps more importantly for the author, the chaos of the mating ritual.
That is the mission, isn't it? As I was going through the notes and the text itself, it became totally clear that this book has two very distinct interlocking goals. One is the preservation of the male bond, the brotherhood. And the second is, to put it bluntly,
Getting laid.
getting laid. There it is.
And the text argues, quite passionately I might add, that you cannot have one without the other. That is a key insight we need to start with. This isn't just about friendship for friendship's sake. The source material posits that without the rigid structure of the Bro Code, men would be lost.
Just adrift.
Completely. They would be solitary hunters, doomed to failure. The code effectively socializes men into a pack structure to maximize their reproductive success. It's evolutionary psychology, but wrapped in a bespoke suit.
It's basically, united we stand, divided we go home alone.
That is the thesis in a nutshell.
Yes. So let's set the tone. We are treating this document with the respect strictly mandated by the author, Barney Stinson. This isn't a comedy bit. This is the analysis of a centuries-old oral tradition that has finally been transcribed for the benefit of mankind.
Right. And to understand the code, we have to understand its provenance. Stinson claims he didn't write these rules, he merely documented them.
He's the vessel.
He describes himself as a scribe, a vessel for this ancient wisdom. He says the rules have existed since the dawn of man.
The history section of the source material was honestly one of the most surprising parts for me.
Oh, it's wild.
I didn't realize the Bro Code went back to the Bible. I mean, they really commit to the bit here.
It goes right to the beginning. The text cites the story of Cain and Abel.
Okay.
Now, you and I, most historians or theologians, know this as a tragedy of jealousy, the first murder. But the Bro Code reinterprets this event as the first recorded broicide.
Broicide. That is a very specific legal term.
It is, the killing of a bro. But here is where the text shifts the lens. It argues that the tragedy wasn't necessarily the moral failing of taking a life.
Okay, so what was it?
The lesson the text draws is practical. It argues that Cain's punishment wasn't just guilt or divine wrath. It was that he was doomed to walk the earth alone.
Right.
And the text explicitly says why. Because without a wingman, he had absolutely no chance to meet chicks.
That is a bleak interpretation of biblical history. So civilization falls apart not because of sin, but because Cain lost his wingman.
It sets the stakes immediately. If you kill your bro, either literally or metaphorically by betraying the bond, you kill your social life. You kill your utility in the dating market.
And then it moves to the Trojan War. I have to say, I've read the Iliad, and I don't remember this specific analysis.
Well, you clearly weren't reading the Stinson translation. The Trojan War is presented as the ultimate cautionary tale regarding Article 1, which we will get to.
Of course.
But essentially, it portrays the war not as a clash of civilizations, but as a dispute between a bro from Sparta and a bro from Troy over a woman, Helen.
And the text points out that Helen allegedly had a face that launched 1,000 ships. But then Stinson adds.
Oh, I remember this.
So you can just imagine what her rack was like.
Which establishes the voice of the narrator very, very clearly. It's crude, yes, but it serves the argument. The analysis is that the war and the total destruction of Troy could have been completely avoided if these two men had simply followed the basic tenet. Bros before hoes.
So simple.
Because they didn't. Because they let a woman come between the bond. We got a 10-year war and the collapse of a city-state.
It's geopolitical reductionism at its finest.
It is. But it reinforces the central theme. When the code is violated, nations fall.
And then we jump forward to the American founding. This was my favorite part of the historical evidence.
Oh, this is the best part.
The claim that Barney Stinson, an ancestor of the author, actually wrote the original draft of the Bro Code in Philadelphia in 1776.
At the same time as the Declaration of Independence. The text paints a picture of Franklin and Washington working on the Declaration, while Barney Stinson is in the corner working on the real document.
The important work.
And the text actually quotes this original document. It's a brilliant piece of mimicry. It says, all bros are created equal.
Endowed with certain inalienable rights.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of tail.
The pursuit of tail. It really anchors the philosophy in that Enlightenment era of individual rights, but strictly applied to the dating scene.
It does. It establishes that the right to pursue romantic partners is fundamental, almost God-given. But, and this is the crucial but, it must be regulated. Just as the Constitution regulates the government to preserve liberty, the Bro Code regulates the pursuit of tail to prevent anarchy. Barney Stinson is essentially presented as the Thomas Jefferson of the singles bar.
So we've established the history. This is a document with gravity, at least in the eyes of the author. But we keep using this word bro. And I think for a lot of people, and maybe even for you listening right now, bro just means a guy, a dude, a friend.
Right.
But the source material is very specific that this is not the case. You can't just call anyone a bro.
It is a critical distinction, and the text warns against recklessly confusing a bro with a dude or a guy.
So what's the difference?
A dude is just a male human. It's a biological descriptor. A bro is a title that is earned. It's an honorific.
So how does the text define it? What is the bar for entry?
There is a specific definition provided. A bro is a person who would give you the shirt off his back.
Generous.
When he doesn't want to wear it anymore.
Okay, that's pragmatic altruism.
Exactly. It's not martyrdom. It's realistic. But then it goes deeper. A bro is a person who will bend over backwards to help you bend someone else over backwards.
There it is again. The dual mission, altruism, but always in service of the goal. It's not just, I'll help you move a couch. It's, I'll help you score.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It defines the bro as a lifelong companion. But there is a very interesting twist in the definition section that I think surprises a lot of people, especially given the crude nature of some of the jokes.
Oh.
The text asks, can only dudes be bros?
And the answer is no, which I found fascinating.
Correct. The answer is an emphatic no. Women can be bros.
This changes the whole dynamic. It's not just a he-man woman haters club. It's a mindset.
It is a meritocracy.
Yeah.
The text gives a specific example of a woman who sets a guy up with her busty friend.
Okay.
In that moment, she is acting as a bro. She is facilitating the mission. She is prioritizing the male drive over, female solidarity.
Right. And the text says if she continues to set him up with other hot friends, even after he sleeps with the first one and never calls her,
then she is officially a bro.
She's in the club.
Because she has prioritized the code over the chick code. She has recognized the supreme importance of the bro agenda.
We will get to the chick code later because that is a terrifying discovery in the book.
Oh, it is.
But okay, so we know what a bro is. It's a dedicated wingman, regardless of gender. Now we have to talk about the rules, the Constitution itself, and it all starts with Article 1, the Golden Rule.
Bros before hoes.
It's a phrase everyone knows. It's on T-shirts. But the book attempts to back this up with science. And I use air quotes heavily there.
It does attempt a scientific justification.
What?
The text states that the bond between two men is stronger than the bond between a man and a woman because, on average, men are stronger than women.
That's the logic. Physical strength equals emotional bond strength.
That is the text's logic. That's just science, it says. It's a complete non sequitur.
Wow.
It equates bench press capability with loyalty. But it reveals the narrator's worldview. Simplistic, biological, slightly chauvinistic, but internally consistent.
Yeah.
If men are stronger, then their friendship must be stronger.
And just like the history section, Article 1 has a biblical origin story in the text. We talked about Cain and Abel, but this goes back to the Garden of Eden.
The Book of Barnabas. It describes Adam and his bro, Phil.
Poor Phil. We need to talk about Phil.
Phil is the unsung hero of the bro code creation myth. The text says Adam and Phil were tight. They were hanging out in Eden.
Okay.
And Phil had Knicks tickets, courtside.
In the Garden of Eden.
Presumably the Knicks were good back then. It was paradise after all.
Fair point.
So Phil has these tickets, and Adam ditches Phil to hang out with Eve.
A classic mistake.
The text explicitly blames the fall of man not on eating the apple, but on violating Article 1. Adam ditched his bro for a girl.
And the consequence wasn't just original sin.
No, the text says paradise was lost, and well, we all know what happened to the Knicks.
So all of human suffering and the Knicks' multi-decade title drought stems from this single violation.
It posits that all of it stems from a failure to prioritize the bro. It's a very high-stakes way to view canceling plans on your friends.
It really is. Sorry I can't make it to the movies. I might cause the downfall of humanity.
That is the subtext.
Speaking of plans and bad decisions, let's move to Article 2. This one I think a lot of people will relate to, even if they don't want to admit it. It's about the license to be stupid.
This is a fundamental right within the code. Article 2 states, a bro is always entitled to do something stupid as long as the rest of his bros are all doing it.
The examples given are hilarious.
They are. It mentions running with the bulls.
Right.
If one guy does it, he's an idiot with a death wish. If 1,000 guys do it, it's a cultural event.
It mentions Mötley Crüe wearing eyeliner.
That's a great example. If just Kami Lee came out wearing eyeliner, he's good. Lady, come on.
Right.
But because the whole band did it.
Rock and roll.
It validates herd mentality. It says that individual stupidity is shameful because you are exposed. But collective stupidity is a bonding ritual. It removes the burden of individual judgment.
So if my friends jump off a bridge,
according to Article 2, you have a right, maybe even a duty, to jump with them. It effectively removes the concept of peer pressure and rebrands it as bro solidarity.
You aren't succumbing to peer pressure, you are upholding Article 2.
Exactly.
Which leads us perfectly into the core mechanic of how bros operate together. We can't talk about the bro code without talking about the wingman.
Absolutely not.
This is arguably the most important role a bro plays. It's the operational side of the philosophy.
Absolutely. If Article 1 is the theory, the wingman articles, specifically Article 13 and 78, are the practice.
Okay.
Article 13 mandates that every bro must have a wingman. It's not optional. You cannot face the field alone.
And Article 78 lays out the wingman pledge. This isn't just a casual agreement.
No, it's a sworn oath.
I have the text here. It involves placing your hand on the bro code like a Bible and reciting the pledge.
And look at the specific duties involved in that pledge. It's not just help me talk to girls. It requires active sacrifice.
Okay, like what?
Well, things like, I will never leave a wingman behind.
Standard military stuff.
I will honor the dibs system. And my personal favorite, if my wingman meets a hot chick with an ugly friend, I will jump on the grenade.
The grenade. It's a harsh term, very evocative.
It is. But let's unpack the psychology there.
Please.
In the context of the code, jumping on the grenade is the ultimate act of service. It implies that the ugly friend, and again, these are Stinson's terms, is an explosive device that could destroy the primary bro's chances.
So the wingman's job is to contain the blast.
By engaging that friend, by neutralizing the threat, the wingman sacrifices his own romantic potential for the evening to ensure the success of his bro.
It's purely strategic. The code views gating as a military operation.
Completely.
You need someone to suppress the enemy fire. In this case, the friend who might say, let's go home, or he's creepy. So the primary bro can reach the objective.
And that leads to the cardinal sin of wingmanship, which the text calls rackjacking.
Rackjacking. For the listeners who haven't studied the legal text, we need to define this carefully.
Rackjacking is stealing a woman that your wingman is already working on. It is strictly forbidden. The pledge says, I will never rackjack my wingman no matter how hot the chick.
But why? Beyond just being mean.
It goes back to the stability of the group. If bros are competing for the same resources without rules, the group falls apart. It creates resentment.
So you need regulation.
You need regulation. And that's the dibs system. It is the regulatory mechanism that prevents civil war.
The dibs system is so bureaucratic. I love it.
It's amazing.
If two bros see a girl, the one who calls dibs first gets her.
But there are sub-clauses.
Yeah.
If they call it at the same time, it's a race to count to 10. If that ties, It's whoever bought the last round.
It removes emotion completely.
It tries to. It replaces who does she like better, which is the variable the men can't control, with who followed the procedure, which is the variable they can control.
So let's play this out. We're at a bar. A woman walks in. We both say dibs.
Simultaneously.
Right. So now we count. 1, 2, 3.
And if we tie, I check my receipt to see who dot the last beer.
And if it was me, you have to back off. Even if she is looking at you. Even if she hates me.
According to the code, yes. I must stand down. I must become the wingman. I have to help you land her, even if I think you have no shot.
That is immense discipline.
It's the price of membership.
Now, loyalty goes beyond just the bar. We have to talk about protection, Article 63. This is expensive.
This is one of the longest and most detailed articles in the book. It deals with the duty to provide prophylactic protection to a bro in need.
It treats a condom like a medical supply drop in a war zone.
Precisely. If a bro signals he is in need, perhaps he is at a girl's apartment and realizes he is unprepared, the other bro must drop everything.
Everything.
The text says he must utilize the most rapid method of transportation available. It explicitly allows for hijacking airborne vehicles if necessary.
Get to the chopper just to deliver a prophylactic.
Exactly. But, and I love this detail, because it is so specific, it forbids bicycles.
Yes. Bicycles forbidden due to perineum peril.
Stinson is very concerned about the perineum.
Let's discuss perineum peril. It sounds like a generic action movie title.
It really does. But Stinson argues that the bicycle seat endangers the zone of tissue perilously adjacent to the sexual organs.
Okay.
So, logically, if you ride a bike to deliver the protection, you might damage your own equipment in the process.
So you can hijack a helicopter, you can steal a car, but you cannot ride a Schwinn.
It's also about maintaining the brojo, the flow. You can't show up out of breath, sweaty, in spandex shorts. It ruins the vibe.
Right.
You need to arrive in style, hand off the goods, and vanish.
And the handoff has to be discreet. A silent high five. And then it's never spoken of again.
Unless, as the text notes, it's part of an awesome story.
Of course. The awesome story exception applies to almost everything in the book. If it makes for a good story at the bar later, the rules are flexible.
Moving on to crisis management, the code realizes that not every interaction ends in marriage or a glorious one-night stand.
No.
Sometimes you have to dump someone. And Article 10 states, a bro must assist in this.
The side bro. This is the wingman role in reverse.
Yes. The text offers tips for dumping a chick in 6 words or less. The goal is efficiency.
Some of these are brutal. I will finance a boob job. That's a breakup line.
I think the implication is that you say something so offensive she dumps you. It shifts the burden.
Or, cute, you're growing a mustache too.
It's psychological warfare. It's efficiently cruel. The goal is speed. The code doesn't care about her feelings. It cares about freeing up the bro's time so we can get back to the pack.
And speaking of time-sensitive events, we have Article 28, the girl fight.
This is a mandatory alert system.
I feel like this one is a bit dated, but let's go through it.
Stinson treats a girl fight, 2 women physically fighting, as a celestial event. If a bro witnesses this, he cannot just watch. He has a duty to alert all other bros immediately.
And how does he do that?
The text lists the approved methods of communication: telecommunications, shouting, and carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon, fiber optics, and, if necessary, interpretive dance.
Imagine seeing a guy in a bar suddenly break into interpretive dance to signal a fight.
The idea is that a girl fight is such a rare and spectacular event in the eyes of the bro that missing it is a tragedy. It's treated like a solar eclipse. You have to get everyone to the window. It speaks to the voyeuristic nature of the bro.
So we have the philosophy, we have the loyalty. Now we get to the part of the book that I think is most famous, the science of dating. And I really want to unpack the hot crazy scale.
Article 86. This is perhaps Barney Stinson's most enduring contribution to pop culture sociology. It's definitely the one that gets referenced the most.
Describe the graph for our listeners, because it is a graph.
Imagine a standard XY axis graph. The vertical axis is crazy, scaled from 4 to 10. The horizontal axis is hot, scaled from 4 to 10.
Why not 1 to 10?
The book argues no woman is less than a 4 on the crazy scale.
Wow, okay.
The theory is that a woman is allowed to be crazy as long as she is equally hot.
There is a diagonal line, right? The Vicky Mendoza diagonal.
Exactly. Named after a girl Barney dated who apparently shaved her head but also lost 10 pounds, so she stayed right on the line.
So if she is above the line, more crazy than she is hot, you run away. That's the danger zone.
But if she's below the line, hotter than she is crazy, you marry her. or at least you date her.
The text gives us data points to help us plot this because crazy is subjective, right? So Stinson tries to quantify it.
Right. Indicators of hot include things like squeezing your leg or blinking seductively.
And the indicators for crazy are vivid, squeezing your face,
Never blinking.
or owning an apartment full of wild animals.
It's a survival mechanism. The code is trying to quantify risk. It's telling bros, look, you are going to encounter instability. That is a given in the Stinson worldview. Here is how you calculate if the instability is worth the physical reward.
It turns dating into a cost-benefit analysis, a risk management seminar.
Exactly. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Stinson says yes. If the juice is an 8 and the squeeze is only a 6 on the crazy scale.
Is there a male equivalent? A rich jerk scale?
The book doesn't offer one, but implied in the text is that men are judged on a rich status axis versus looks, but the code is solipsistic. It only cares about the male experience.
And there is more math. The age equation. Article 113. This is the rule to prevent you from being the creepy old guy.
The formula is 6 dos lexia plus 7 civ, where Y is the bro's age and X is the woman's age.
So let's do the math. If you are 40 years old,
40 divided by 2 is 20, plus 7 is 27. So a 30-year-old bro cannot date anyone younger than 27.
it's actually a surprisingly reasonable rule considering the rest of the book.
It creates a sliding scale of social acceptability. It prevents what the text calls robbing the cradle. If you're 30, the limit is 22. It acknowledges that older men date younger women, but it puts a hard floor on it.
Again, it's about regulation. Unregulated dating leads to chaos. The code provides the guardrails so you don't become a pariah.
Then we have Article 39. This is the rule about when to call a girl after getting her number.
The famous 3-day rule?
No, that's the thing. Stinson changes it. He argues the 3-day rule is obsolete. He says 96 hours, 4 days.
Right, because of broflation.
Explain broflation.
Yeah.
I love this concept because it actually mirrors economic theory.
Okay, so the text argues that because everyone knows the 3-day rule, women expect it. It's priced into the market.
Right.
If you call in 3 days, you are just average. You are meeting the baseline expectation.
And if you call sooner.
You look desperate. Your stock value plummets.
So Stinson argues that female expectations have inflated. To get the same return on investment that you used to get with 3 days, you now have to wait 4.
It's scarcity. By withholding your attention for that extra 24 hours, you create artificial scarcity, which drives up demand.
It's market manipulation, pure and simple.
And the execution is specific. You don't just call. You call during the day to ensure you hit voicemail.
Right.
You do not want to actually talk.
Because talking leads to traps. Which brings us to Article 36, the trap questions.
Oh, these are nightmares. The scenario is you are with a woman and she points out another woman and says, ugh, her breasts are so fake.
It feels like an invitation to agree. It feels like she's bonding with you.
Yes, honey, they look terrible.
Wrong. It is a trap. If you agree, you are admitting you looked. You are busted.
No, honey, they look real.
Wrong. If you disagree, you are saying they look real and fantastic, which implies you want to touch them. You are busted.
I didn't notice.
Suspicious. Now you are a liar.
So what is the bro code solution? Is there a way out?
Feigned ignorance combined with distraction, or just silence. The text basically says there's no winning answer, so you must disengage immediately, pretend you had a stroke, pretend you see a fire, just do not answer the question.
Or pretend you're a tourist. Article 89 suggests handling awkward situations by pretending you aren't from there.
The tourist hack. The book actually provides a Mad Lib script for this.
Let's try it. I'll be the girl.
So do you come here often? Golly, no. I'm just visiting from Checks Notes. Checks Notes, Nebraska. My name is Checks Notes, Barnabas. We don't have bars like this back at Checks Notes, the cornfields.
It treats identity as fluid. If being yourself isn't working, be a tourist from Iowa.
It lowers her defenses. Who gets mad at a tourist? Tourists are harmless. It's a way to reboot the interaction.
Let's shift gears to social etiquette. Because the bro code isn't just about women, it's about how men behave in public and private with each other. And a big part of this is emotional distance.
This is the repression section.
Yeah.
Article 41, a bro never cries.
A harsh rule. Very stoic. But there are exceptions.
Of course. You can cry while watching Field of Dreams.
Hey, Dad, you want to have a catch? I tear up just thinking about it. Allowable.
You can cry watching E.T.
Also fair. The bike flying, come on.
And you can cry when a sports legend retires.
That's it. Those are the only times.
According to the text, yes. Personal tragedy? No. Physical pain? No. A broken limb? Walk it off. But a baseball player retiring? Tears are acceptable.
It prioritizes cultural sentimentality over personal vulnerability. It's okay to cry for Derek Jeter, but not for your own breakup.
Because crying for Jeter is a communal experience. Crying for yourself is individual weakness.
This emotional distance applies to communication, too. Article 8 bans greeting cards.
A bro never sends a greeting card. The text argues that there is no sentiment that cannot be expressed through the emotional distance of electronic mail.
It even gives templates. Subject, dude, body, drinks on me, bro. That's a birthday card.
It's efficient. It strips away the frills. It assumes that men are uncomfortable with intimacy, so it codifies a way to be friendly without being intimate. It removes the risk of being sappy.
Which is perfectly illustrated by the bro hug, Article 42.
This is a technical diagram in the text. It breaks down the mechanics of the hug to ensure it doesn't cross the line into snuggling.
Step 1. Interlocking hand clasp.
Right, not a wraparound. You need that barrier.
Step 2. Lean torsos. But, and this is bolded in the text, maintaining safe groin perimeter.
The SGP.
You cannot let the hips touch.
That is the danger zone.
And step 3. The single pat on the back.
It's the release button. The pat signals, the hug is over, release me immediately.
It's a ritualized contact that maximizes physical reassurance while minimizing sexual ambiguity.
It's a dance designed to say, I love you, man, without making anyone uncomfortable.
Speaking of uncomfortable, we have to talk about the restroom.
Articles 33 and 53. The Public Restroom Protocol. This is foundational bro knowledge.
Eyes straight ahead. Always.
Never look at the other urinals. That is a violation of privacy and security.
And there is a mandatory joke. If the line is long, you must say, what is this? A chick's restroom.
It's mandatory.
The code requires it, even if it's not funny.
Especially if it's not funny. It's a social lubricant. It acknowledges the absurdity of the wait. It creates a temporary bond among the men in line. We are suffering this indignity together.
And when you wash your hands, you have to shoot the paper towel into the trash can like a basketball.
Rebounding is optional. But the shot must be taken because it turns a mundane act into a mini-sport. It injects competition into the bathroom. It gives you a chance to be a winner, even if just for a second. Nothing but net.
And flushing.
Even in a drought, a bro flushes twice.
Twice.
It's a courtesy. It ensures no traces left. It's about not grossing out the next bro. It's the leave no trace policy of the bro code.
Let's move to fashion. The code has strong opinions on how a bro looks. It's not just behavior, it's aesthetics.
Article 25. Tattoos, no girls' names.
Makes sense? Relationships end, ink is forever. You don't want Stacy on your arm when you're dating Tracy.
The text goes deeper. It translates common tattoos. It says Chinese characters usually mean, I blindly trusted a scary artist.
And barbed wire.
I made a mistake.
Article 47 bans pink, not even in Europe.
And Article 45 forbids jeans at a strip club.
This one I needed an explanation for. Why no jeans? I would think jeans are the standard uniform.
The text gives a list of reasons. First, denim clashes with the animal prints usually found on the club.
A fashion faux pas.
Exactly. Second, comfort. But the most practical reason is zipper peril.
Zipper peril again.
Stinson is terrified of zippers. The text argues that zippers are dangerous to the performers. And it also frames it as respect. It says, would you wear dungarees to a ballet?
I love how it elevates the strip club to the level of the ballet.
That is the humor of the book. It applies high culture reverence to low culture activities. It demands you treat the choreographed art with the respect it deserves. Wear slacks.
Another hierarchy the book establishes is the circle of screaming, or the pyramid, Article 17.
The hierarchy of screaming. This is a corporate structure defining who is allowed to yell at whom. It explains why your boss yells at you.
It starts at the top. The owner yells at the head coach.
Coach yells at the quarterback. Quarterback yells at the punter.
Poor punters. Always at the bottom.
And Barney has his own corporate version. The board of directors yells at Barney. Barney yells at the VP of Synergy.
And the VP of Synergy yells at
the President of France.
Right. Of course. It's a rigid chain of command. It tells you exactly where you stand in the food chain. If you are being yelled at, you need to find someone below you to yell at to restore balance.
It's a trickle-down aggression theory. It says that screaming is a resource that flows downwards.
Now we are getting into the advanced coursework. These are the special scenarios. And we have to discuss the tricycle, Article 80.
The tricycle. This is the code word for a three-person encounter.
A devil's three-way. 2 guys, 1 girl is generally avoided, right? Article 34 says no eye contact allowed.
Correct. If it happens, you pretend it didn't.
Yeah.
But the tricycle usually implies 1 bro and 2 women. Or at least that is the Stinson ideal.
Right.
But the rules for engaging in a threesome are incredibly specific.
Rule 1. Aggregate age.
Must not exceed 83.
Okay, let's do the math again. If there are 3 people.
That's roughly 27 years old per person.
So if the bro is 30.
The 2 women must average 26.5.
If the bro is 50.
Then he needs 2 16-year-olds, which violates the age equation we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
So effectively, older bros are banned from the tricycle.
It's a young man's game.
Rule 2. Aggregate weight. Under 400 pounds.
Stinson is very strict about the aesthetics of the event. He treats it like a weight class in boxing.
And Rule 5. No wheel of the tricycle shall be within 3 branches of another's family tree.
No incest. Good rule. I think we can all agree on that one.
And Rule 6. No black-soled sneakers.
Why?
Scuff marks. Presumably scuff marks on the wall or bed. It's a housekeeping rule, embedded in a sexual fantasy. It shows that even in the throes of passion, a bro is concerned about his security deposit.
We also learned some bro-cabulary. The book loves portmanteaus.
The Brolian, Tom Brokaw, Teddy Roosevelt.
And the relapse 5. This is a crucial physical maneuver, Article 107.
A bro never leaves another bro hanging. We've all seen it. Someone goes for a high five and the other person misses it. Or turns away.
It's humiliating.
It creates a vacuum in the room. So the relapse 5 is the fix.
How does it work?
The text actually includes a diagram of a hand that you can cut out and carry with you in your wallet.
No way.
So if you leave a bro hanging and he notices, you can pull out the paper hand and high-five yourself.
It's a safety net for social awkwardness.
It allows you to close the loop. A high five is an energy exchange. The relapse 5 grounds that energy so it doesn't just hang there.
Now, throughout the book, there is this underlying paranoia about women. We've touched on it with the traps. But then Barney discovers the chick code.
Yes. Article 22. Barney claims to have found a copy of the rival constitution.
The enemy playbook. The Rosetta Stone of female behavior.
And the rules he finds confirm all his suspicions. It validates his paranoia.
What are some of the rules?
Chicks never pay for anything.
Confirms the financial burden on the bro.
If 2 chicks are wearing the same outfit, one retains the right to spill a drink on the other.
Validates the girl fight phenomenon.
And the music rule, if a chick hears "I will survive," she must shriek the lyrics.
We have all seen this happen. It is accurate.
The text presents the chick code as the mirror image of the bro code. While the bro code is about loyalty and getting laid, the chick code in Stinson's view is about manipulation, drama, and shrieking. It validates the US versus them mentality.
It tells the bro, you have your rules because they have theirs. You are at war.
Precisely.
And finally, we have broetry, because oral tradition needs poetry to survive.
Limericks, mnemonics.
A 4th bro is one too much.
1 bro makes a solo attack. A 2nd bro provides a crutch. A 3rd bro rounds out the pack. But a 4th bro is 1 too much.
It's a tactical rhyme.
It is. It reminds you that if you have 4 guys, you look like a roaming gang. You look intimidating. Or like a boy band.
Right.
3 is the maximum effective unit size for a bar scenario. 2 is ideal, 3 is acceptable, 4 is a crowd.
It's surprisingly practical advice disguised as bad poetry.
That really sums up the whole book.
Right.
Practical advice disguised as bad jokes.
So we have walked through history, philosophy, dating science, etiquette, and even poetry. We've dissected the bro from head to toe. What does this all mean? Yeah. When you step back and look at the bro code as a whole, beyond the sitcom connection, what is the takeaway?
I think there are a few layers here. On the surface, it's a satire of toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
It takes every stereotype about men, that they are sex-obsessed, emotionally stunted, sports-loving tribalists, and it amplifies them to an absurd degree. It's making fun of the bro as much as it is celebrating him. But underneath the satire, there is a genuine observation about the male need for structure. Modern dating is chaotic. Modern friendship can be ambiguous.
It's confusing.
Men today are often told to be sensitive, but also strong, to be vulnerable, but also successful. It's confusing.
And the bro code offers certainty.
Exactly. It offers a black and white rule book. It tells you exactly what to do when your friend breaks up. It tells you exactly how to stand in the bathroom. It removes the anxiety of social interaction by turning it into a game with clear rules.
It prioritizes the pack over the individual.
Always. The individual bro is flawed, stupid, and weak. He falls for traps. He cries for the wrong reasons. But the pack, governed by the code, is strong. It allows men to navigate a world they find confusing women by relying on the one thing they trust: each other.
It views social interaction as a series of calculated maneuvers. The hot, crazy scale, The weight, the tour's ploy, it's gamification of human connection.
And that's the tragedy and the comedy of it. It assumes that you can win at life if you just follow the algorithm. It assumes that love, friendship, and happiness are just a matter of following Article 42 correctly.
I want to end with a provocative thought. We spent the last hour breaking this down, but Article 4 of the code states, a bro never divulges the existence of the bro code to a woman.
It is a sacred document not to be shared with chicks for any reason.
By doing this deep dive, by broadcasting this to the world, have we just violated the code? Are we right now bad bros?
That is a distinct possibility. We might have just committed treason. However, I would argue, using the logic of the expert, that perhaps the code is a living document. Article 72 says, a bro never spell checks.
Which implies the text is rough, raw, and adaptable.
Exactly. Maybe we aren't violating it. Maybe we are just amending it. We are updating it for the 2026 audience.
I like that. We are the 21st century scribes adding our own footnotes.
Just don't spell check them.
Exactly. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the sacred text of Barney Stinson.
It's been educational.
We hope you take these rules to heart. Or at least take them for a laugh. Go forth, uphold the code. And remember, if you see a bro with his hand raised,
never leave him hanging.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next deep dive.